All right, welcome everybody. It is August 9th. This is our Power Hour, and we are going to be doing a product training on the Slenderiiz line. We will be doing the Canadian Day and Night drops, the United States Slenderiiz drops, the Power Boost, the Pure Nourish, and our Giving Greens. I'm going to be sharing my screen with all of you so we can see our beautiful products. If you cannot see my screen well, please everyone let me know. I hope it's nice and clear. Let me get a good start on this.
We see your picture in front of it, Kristen, if that matters.
Let me see if I can find a better screen share for you then. Thank you for letting me know because I wasn't exactly sure which one I was going to pick. Let me see if this one's
That was
better.
better. That one just took you off of the front of the screen,
Is
Kristen.
this one
Yeah.
better?
Yes.
Okay. All right, perfect. I'm still working with my new Zoom upgrade. Just a little information about me. So if you share this with someone, my name is Kristen Doyle White. I am on the Athletic Council and I'm a CEO with this company. I do a lot of different product trainings for the business and the company. But I want to talk to you about the products because the products is really where I am passionate about when it comes to building. And I've used these products since 2013. And to me, this is the slide that starts us completely off. This is the slide that got me intrigued to even looking into the products I'm going to lead us into. I was going down a huge health crisis in 2013, and I was really curious how natural things could help me. But I was already taking supplements and I was already trying to figure some things out on my own. But what I found out, the things I was taking weren't exactly good for me. I thought they were. They said they were healthy. They said they were nutritious, but there was a lot of tainted ingredients in my nutritional products. So I started looking at different products. Then I found these. This is a huge reinforcer for you to understand not all products are created the same. You should really be looking for seals. You should be looking for tests. You should be looking for clinical studies. You should be looking for physician endorsements. All of the products you are going to see and all the products that we offer are backed by science. They are all third party tested. They are all USP, United States Pharmacopoeia. They are all NSF. They are all manufactured in FDA approved facilities. You know you are getting a clean quality product that is going to be sourced from the best places on the planet. And you can assure that they are going to be digested correctly. Your body's going to absorb them. They're going to be bioavailable and you're going to get what you pay for. Okay. And it's actually going to do its job without any negative side effects. When it comes to who makes our products, I also think that's also important because I want to know that people are pretty smart. I want to know they actually care about my health. They are formulating for the fact that there's going to be a benefit, not just a dollar, okay? And this is our scientific advisory board. We have Dr. Ray Strand, who is our chief medical officer. I want you to look at actually his title, Preventive Medicine. To me, that is huge, okay? Preventive, because a lot of things that we should be putting in our body should be preventing disease, okay? We shouldn't just be thinking about our health once we get sick, right? We want to prevent getting sick. But then we have people on here like Brent West, who is in our pharmacology and toxicology. We have nutritionists on here. We have tons of different types of specialists who are creating our products with the intent of helping our bodies thrive. Okay. I just find that this is a huge benefit when it comes to the science of the product. Again, it goes back to there's no compromise on the product as well. They want to make sure we're getting something clean, quality, no negative side effect, only beneficial. And it even comes down to what goes on our products when it goes down to a conveyor belt. But I want to lead right into our main products that we talk about and we deliver on the front end, and that being our drops. The United States, we know we roll into our Slenderiiz line, right? And we have two different sets or two different bottles. Bottle one is Slenderiiz. And if we're not sure if this is your first time hearing about what it does, this is kind of the summary, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about the ingredients. But the summary of what bottle one does, it is a homeopathic hormone-free formula. This bottle is going to help curb hunger and appetite. Notice it doesn't say just completely suppress, just curb. We do not want to completely cut out your appetite here. We just want to slightly cut it, get you satiated faster. We need you to eat. Otherwise, you will go into metabolic syndrome. It's going to assist with the release of visceral and subcutaneous fat, which will actually assist with your weight management, support digestive health. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of the ingredients, but this is essentially what bottle one does. Bottle two. This is our Accelerate. It's a patented blend of our vitamins and adaptogens. So we have methylated B12 in here. We have biotin, which is B7. We know methylated B12 is the most bioavailable form of B12. You're going to uptake it. Your body is ready to use it. It's what it's found in nature. B7, which is biotin, actually helps with the breakdown of your macronutrition, okay? So that's your fats, your proteins, your carbohydrates. Again, that's helping your metabolism, which is, again, look at the first point, boost metabolic rate. All right, then we're going to help with your energies, help stabilize mood. How does that work? That is going to be from your adaptogens, which is the ashwagandha and the rhodiola, which that will help with the adapting to stress, which actually helps get the cortisol down. So that is the summary of what these two bottles do. But let's look at the ingredients, okay? To the far left is bottle one. So that is our 11 homeopathic ingredients. By the way, I'm not going to try to say some of these ingredients, but you can see what each of them has broken down to do. And if you were to kind of like pick them out, three of these actually work on anxiety and stress just in bottle one. Now, we kind of talk about bottle two being the one that helps with the stress, but bottle one actually has three ingredients that help with stress as well. Why is that important? Because if we have things that are working on our stress, what does that mean? Our cortisol is coming down. Cortisol is related to insulin, brother, sister hormone. Cortisol comes down, insulin's going to come down. So we have these coming down. Guess what? If insulin is down, we're in fat burning mode, not fat storing mode. We're getting some of that weight around our midsection off. We're becoming more insulin sensitive. That is very crucial to us. We want to be insulin sensitive. Everything works better when your body is insulin sensitive. Insulin resistance is going to be the cause of a lot of chronic illness, okay? We have one ingredient in here that will help you detox, getting that liver flushed out, helping your kidneys. One ingredient specifically will help your metabolic imbalance. Again, we talked about bottle two helping your metabolism, but there are things in bottle one actually helping your metabolism as well. We have a couple ingredients that actually help with hunger control, but specifically this sweet tooth. Who has a sweet tooth problem? If you have a sweet tooth problem, you can go ahead and put a one in the chat, but you can put like a bunch of ones in there just for me, because that's me. At 8:30 p.m., I always say this on every Zoom I do, my body says, you should go have something sweet. I don't know what it is. It's like a clock. I want something sweet. But when I use the drops, either that craving is diminished a little bit, or the sweets that I try to eat don't taste as good, or they're cloyingly sweet. Like I'm like, that just isn't what I remember that being, or I don't like that. It just doesn't taste what it used to taste like. Or I can even taste like a film of something. It really changes your palate. And those are all coming from bottle one, okay? Now we look at bottle two. our natural ingredients that are going to have our vitamins, our herbs. You can see we have more things in here that are helping our mood, depression, stabilization of blood sugar. We have the acerola fruit. We have things that are helping your immune system. So when we talk about weight loss products, I always tell people I don't sell weight loss. I sell wellness. Now, these drops can help assist people losing weight. But if you look at the ingredients in here, I'm not doing anything in here to sabotage what am I, the word I'm not, your appetite. I'm not doing anything in here to make your heart rate accelerate. I'm not doing anything in here to get you that's going to make a blood pressure go up. I'm giving your body natural um, ingredients. I'm giving your body vitamins. I'm giving your body things that would help it thrive. And the side effect of that is getting your body balanced. A side effect of that is getting the weight to come off. And guess what? We don't want it to rebound. Believe it or not, weight loss companies would love for you to rebound. They're banking on it because if you lose weight, they saying, "Oh, the product worked. They made you a believer." But then as soon as you get off of it, your weight comes back because you went to a metabolic crash, then your appetite's back up, then you get dependent back on that product. The problem is most of the time the product won't work again because you've not done anything to help your body from the inside out. We don't want repeat customers to go like this. What we want this product to do is help you get your weight off and then you go share it with someone else because that's what creates the trend. All right. That leads me into the Canadian drops. And by the way, it's a different set, okay, because it's a different government regulation of what they can offer, but it does the same things internally. It's just a different blend. You take them the same way. We know we're going under the tongue here. We're going 3 meals a day right under the tongue, 20 to 30 minutes before the meals, 15 drops. You can count them out or just measure it up. This one is an herbal blend, okay? And I think it's phenomenal, by the way. I think it is a fantastic blend. This is all natural ingredients in here, gluten-free. This is a food supplement. So we're talking food here. United States, homeopathic blend. This is food herbal, all right? We're going to break down these ingredients because this might be the first time some people in the United States have even seen the day drops and what's inside them, but hopefully your business will go into Canada or other European places. So let's go into the white kidney bean. The white kidney bean will help delay the absorption of starchy carbohydrates. Okay, we know when we're running the program, we're not supposed to be eating high sugary stuff, right? Because that's spiking blood sugar, tanking it. We're not doing that. But you are going to eat some carbohydrates. We want the stomach to break them down quicker. This ingredient will absolutely help that happen, okay? Which guess what? That means your digestion is better. So this ingredient will help digestion. Then we have the cacao bean extract. This is going to help with your positive effects and the feelings with appetite. This one's going to help suppress a little bit of the appetite. Green coffee bean, again, may lower blood sugars, improve insulin sensitivity. You're going to see that a lot when it comes to the day and night drops, improving insulin sensitivity. It's very important to be insulin sensitive. It's very important. All right. That means when you eat carbs or eat sugar, your body sets off a little bit of insulin and your body knows exactly what to do with it. It's not storing. It's not storing excess sugars. It's not keeping blood sugars in your bloodstream. We want you insulin sensitive. Green tea extract, natural caffeine. This one's going to help the metabolism as well. Effects will be right specifically, hopefully, on the abdomen. The guarana seed, feeling of fullness, being satiated quicker. Again, that was in the United States drops, getting satiated faster, cutting the sugar tooth. Cinnamon bark, this one actually helps again with blood sugars as well, but this one's going to help fight some cravings. Biotin, We know biotin is also in the United States drops. So again, we are getting the breakdown of those macronutrients and chromium. Chromium contributes to the maintenance, again, normal blood sugars and glucose levels. Chromium is also in our advantage. It can actually help with a little bit of cutting the appetite as well, even though I didn't list that. Then you're going to see the full, trying to flick, benefits of what bottle one, the day drops do. We have appetite suppression here, hunger control, hormone support with the appetite hormones, and mood, and then delayed carbohydrate absorption. Now let's go into bottle two of our day and night drops, or the night soothing bedtime drops. This one you're going to take a little more of, 45 drops, an hour or two before bed. They recommend you not eat anything after you take these, which is important anyways. You don't want to eat anything right before bed. You should be trying to, go to bed, you know, as close to an empty stomach, 1 to 2 hours after dinner. Again, look at adaptogenic herbs, promotes relaxation. Again, another food supplement. And now let's look at the exact ingredients inside this one. So we have L-theanine. This is an essential amino acid. So this is a substance found in green tea that helps promote relaxation and sleep. So again, we want to get you in a deep sleep. This is when recovery happens. This is hopefully taking some stress off of you. If you are not sleeping well, your cortisol will be up. We don't want that. L-glutamine, another amino acid. Notice it says insulin sensitivity here, helping with it. We want to help prevent muscle wasting because the more muscle mass you have, the better your metabolism. Then we have fructooligosaccharides. Again, better things for our gut. We want to help your digestion. Nobody likes to feel bloated. Nobody not likes to feel constipated. We want to make sure everything is going out, because if you are holding on to, your backup, it's got toxins in it. You don't feel good. So we want to help move things along. We have the acerola fruit in this one as well, which we know is just like the United States. This is helping with antioxidants, your immune system. The adaptogen here is holy basil. So this one is another adaptogen. This one is I think this is a fabulous adaptogen. It is revered in India as it's actually considered holy. That's how it got its name. They think it is like a holy herb. And again, adaptogens go into the body, they adapt to whatever stress is going on, and they say, let me help with that. By the way, holy basil is also in our elite. So it's just kind of a little crossover that we know it is a powerful ingredient. Cordyceps powder. This is a mushroom.
Get
But
yourself some coffee?
yes, let's mute cordyceps powder. This one is going to increase ATP production, improve more insulin sensitivity, and cordyceps. I really can't say enough about cordyceps. Those mushrooms are one of the most potent anti-inflammatories on the planet, but they do increase ATP, and ATP is what fuels your cells. Okay, it is just like gasoline to an engine, ATP to your cells. Okay, and then we have the astragalus root. And then this is going to encourage feelings of calm, well-being, again, easing stress. And that is important right before bed, because if you lay down, you shouldn't be thinking about what went wrong that day or what you have to do tomorrow. You should just be thinking about, I got to go to sleep. So the main benefits of bottle two: promote rest, sleep, decrease stress, positive effects on mood. And I say all this to come to the end. To summarize, the United States drops and our day and night drops. Because if you are here or you want to use these for weight loss, maybe you don't, but a lot of people do. And weight loss is incredibly complicated. But these two sets of drops really can work cross markets. And this is why. They don't just address one thing like most weight loss products. They don't just say, let me crash her appetite. I'm just going to make her not hungry. And then of course she'll lose weight. She's not eating. She's not eating for 2 days. Her body's going to say, I got to pull from something. That's not what we do here. We're addressing multiple layers of complications inside the body. Whether it's a hormonal imbalance, okay, I'm gonna go work on that. It's in the bottles. Is it oxidative stress? Okay, I'm gonna give her some things for her immune system. There's antioxidants in there. Insulin resistance. Is she insulin resistant? Oh, I need to give her some things that are going to make her more insulin sensitive. You saw all the ingredients that were helping with that. Okay, maybe she does overeat a little bit. Maybe I'll calm that down and get her a little full, a little faster. And she likes sweets, so I'll change that up a little bit. There's ingredients for that. Maybe it's her environment. I got to get some toxins out of her system. We haven't, there's ingredients for that. And so you can see we're helping gut health. We are helping you get the calories down a little. We're helping you manage stress. We're helping all these different layers because weight loss isn't one size fits all, which is why the program works in Australia. It works in Japan. It works in Canada. We're not all living in the same areas, but this is a cross-market product. So let's go into some of the products that support these drops, okay, that are included in the Slenderiiz line. And I use the Giving Greens every single night. I have now for years. They are a no compromise product for me because I'm going to tell you what, I do not even remotely eat enough vegetables. I try, but I mean, I'm busy and, during the day, I just don't think to do it. So I'm running on a burn sometimes and a banana, Yes, I know bananas aren't on the approved food list. Don't shame me, but it's just sometimes a quick go for me. But here is our key benefits of our Giving Greens. Okay, you can just see digestive process, supports weight management, immune system, cardio function. Obviously, we're fighting free radicals because they're souped up with antioxidants. They're going to help with nutrition support, skin, manage bloating, all the things. Inside, we have the little scooper, but 2 scoops equals 2 pounds of vegetables, okay? We also have some digestive enzymes in here. Everything is low glycemic, all vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, all of the things. And I fall into this category. 22% of adults eat vegetables daily, but I don't eat enough. And if you think you eat enough vegetables, I would like to see a 1 in the chat again. If you think you eat enough. If you don't think you eat enough, put a 2. But the consequences of not eating enough could be weight gain, disease, poor digestion, and diabetes. So let's go into actually what's inside these Giving Greens. One, we have sprouted seeds, okay? So sprouted seeds are harvested at the peak of sprouting season, nutrition levels are maxed. You just really can't there's just no way to eat these. Like it's just gonna, I mean, you can, but like how are you just gonna go say, I'm gonna go get a bunch of sprouted seeds and let me go eat those every day? Like to me, this sprouted seeds are 10 to 100 times shown to help you detox more than most antioxidants, okay? They have amino acids in them, they have protein in them, they're super heart healthy. Like you just don't say, let me put on my grocery list, let me go get some sprouted seeds, right? Then we have the cracked cell chlorella. We know chlorella is also in our Restorex. This is going to help with detox, but it's really great for helping with digestion as well. We know it grows in fresh water, but chlorella is probably one of the best things you could do for yourself daily. And people actually ask me, do you do Restorex every day or ever so often? I don't until I know I need a hard detox because I do the greens and I know I'm getting chlorella every day. So that being said, if you've been using Restorex and you love Restorex, but you're like, God, I don't need to, maybe I need to pull off I need to do a hard hit on the Restorex, but there's certain things in the Restorex I like, but you shouldn't be running a detox that long. You can taper into the green because you would still hit the chlorella and get it from there. And that's exactly what I do or did. Then we have our digestive enzymes. And digestive enzymes help your body break down food efficiently. For some reason, I do not like to break down broccoli. And before I used the greens, every time I ate broccoli, I would swell and my stomach would bloat and kind of hurt. I would be kind of gassy. And I didn't understand why. Well, I just probably lacked some digestive enzymes on my own. I didn't produce them enough on my own to break down the broccoli well. And it could be a different food for you. You may notice, oh, when I eat this, it makes my stomach hurt. Or when I eat this, my stomach swells, or I get gassy, or this. It could be because you were lacking a certain digestive enzyme to break down that specific type of food or whatever is in that food. Honestly, I can eat whatever I want to now, and have been for a long time because I use these every day or every night, and I always have enough digestive enzymes now to break down whatever food it is. And I can eat broccoli just normal now, but that doesn't hurt because I'm giving myself these extra enzymes to help me break down the foods that otherwise I might have trouble to break down. So a lot of people use digestive enzymes on their own. They go buy them. That is a common one that people go to a health food store and buy. I just like the fact that they are in here, along with the other things that I love because it's a jam-packed product. Then, of course, we have some super fruits. Again, we have an antioxidant packed package. We have the goji berry, blueberry, more acerola. I wonder how much acerola I take in because acerola is in here, acerola is in the drops, acerola is in moa, acerola is in banali. It's in the beauty boost, but it is so antioxidant packed and it is so good for you in your immune system. So I love actually that it's in here. And look, a little more cinnamon. Again, a little more thing to help keep me insulin sensitive and keeping blood sugar stable. So it's just compounding efforts to keep you healthy. So these are the extra things that are in here. We have our superfruits, boosting your immune system, sprouted seeds, increasing the bioavailability of vitamins, antioxidants. Sprouted seeds, I didn't touch on that, can reduce the level of anti-nutrients that hinder absorption. So I didn't touch on that, but anti-nutrients could be something like a coffee or a tea. You don't realize when you drink coffee or a tea, it could actually be blocking you absorbing a nutrient because maybe it's a diuretic. So it's not allowing you to absorb some sort of mineral or vitamin. So they call that an anti-nutrient. So it could reduce the level of that. Then we have, of course, our digestive enzymes. And we didn't touch on all of them, but you saw all the cruciferous vegetables in here. There's just no way I could eat all of those. Let me see if I can go back. There they are. So you can see all of the super vegetable blend inside this pack. There's no way I would eat enough spinach, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, broccoli, celery, kale, parsley, green pepper, beet, carrot, tomato, cabbage, like in a day. I'm not going to eat all that in a day. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not, but every night I do 2 scoops and it goes in. And if you wanted to, you could put it right in here. I don't. I just mix mine in water. I actually mix it with a little cocktail every night of 2 scoops. People will ask, I do 2 scoops of greens. I do 3 scoops of my Beauty Boost. I do a Renew and I just get it all down at one time. That is like my nighttime cocktail. But some people put their greens in their Pure Nourish because they say they can't taste it. And, it works for them just to go ahead and get their vegetables right in with their protein shake. So, our Pure Nourish is our protein shake. I love this protein powder. It's probably to me the best one on the market so far that I can find. It's not that I haven't seen, and a lot of you will actually send me, is this protein powder okay? One of my droppers is asking. And there's been a few I've been like, it's fine. I can't see any crazy red flags on there. But I will always want to point out it's fine, but it's not as nutrient dense. And I'll show how that is to be in a minute. Because even though I might not see any red flags like a maltodextrin or soy or a dairy, their product just won't have the extra oomph that ours does. It won't have the vitamin panel, and it won't have the probiotics and the prebiotics. We have digestive enzymes in here. We have omega-3s in here. So it's not that some of those aren't okay, it's just they aren't as superior, okay? To me, is complete. But this is our Pure Nourish. We know it's a natural flavor. It's dairy-free, soy-free, it's gluten-free, sweetened with stevia. There's no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives. 18 grams of protein. And again, I touched on the fact that it has all the extras. And the extras being MCT, vitamin, amino acids. Food dyes. So I always like to say, if you are trying to help somebody, look to see if their protein powder is tainted. This is where I go to look first. You see the red X's. It doesn't have to, I mean, I can't do gluten, so I have to say gluten first for me because I have a gluten sensitivity. So gluten's a no-go for me. But then I say no soy, no dairy, no maltodextrin, no food dyes, no artificial sweeteners. We want to look for sucralose, aspartame, and ACE-K. And if you don't know what that one is, it's acesulfate potassium. That's how it's going to be written on the label. That is a dangerous artificial sweetener. It's banned in Europe for children and pregnant women because they think it could actually cause genetic harm to a mother who is expecting to the fetus. So it should not be in a health product and artificial flavors. So look for those red flags. And then when you get into the conversation, I'm just going to briefly touch on this because some people will talk to me about whey protein, casein proteins, whey isolates, whey concentrates, and they want to know my opinion. And I'm just going to tell you my opinion on them because it could just be mine. This is why I don't use them. It doesn't mean you have to go with it. This is why I use plant-based protein powders. We know whey proteins, caseins, all of the ones listed do come from cow's milk, okay? It could be the byproduct, well, it is the byproduct of the cow milk or the yogurt process or the cheese making, it's what's left over. And then they turn it into the protein because it is jam-packed. Like it is jam-packed with protein. They'll dry it. The whey protein is left in a liquid. They'll dry it up. They'll powder it, and that's how they make the powder. Here's what I have the issue with. It comes from cow's milk, and a cow's milk is meant for a baby cow, and it's meant to make a baby cow grow. That's one thing, okay? But it goes really further than that because, I mean, if you want to drink cow's milk, and you're thinking, I get my cow's milk and it's farm raised and it's really, straight from the cow and it's not gone through all this extra processing, homegrown cow milk, it's fine. That's what some people want to use. And I still, it's your prerogative. But big commercial dairy cows have a lot of hormones pumped in them. And Whether to say it's safe for consumption to me is really up in the air. I don't think it's safe for consumption. I think some of that hormone gets left over. They are pumped with a bovine growth hormone. This makes them produce more cow's milk. Some of that growth hormone is left in them. It's it's been shown and tested. The FDA allows them to be pumped with the hormone. So of course it's going to go into their milk. That's where they lactate, right? And look, you can actually see in the bottom Canadians don't allow it, but the United States does. So if we're working so hard to get our hormones balanced, and we know that hormonal imbalances throw off so many things, why in the world would I consume something that is laden with all these hormones? One, cow's milk is going to have hormones because it came from the cow's system. And then I'm putting in their fluids that have residue left over from a hormone they were given. Of course, one time of consumption probably isn't going to hurt me. But people drink um, protein shakes every single day. Every single day, either for meal replacements, they drink on post workouts because they think it's the healthy thing to do. And it is the residual buildup and the buildup and the buildup that is going to end up causing damage. So, and the hormone disruption. So to me, all of the whey proteins, I don't care if they are eating grass-fed diets, whatever they're eating, you still have to be leery of whey proteins. And then you have to look into what are these protein powders being filled with. Most of them are going to have a maltodextrin in them. Maltodextrin to me is an absolute no-go. I will not touch this stuff. I don't care what it's in. It's not going in my body. It is created from a starchy food, whether it's a potato or a corn or a wheat. It is a form of sugar. It is higher on the glycemic index than table sugar. Unfortunately, the FDA does not require food manufacturers to label it as sugar. They just can put it in the other ingredient list, but it does spike blood sugars, okay? What this does is it's very sticky. It is an emulsifier. It is a filler. And they're using it obviously to make their product fluffy. And what that does, I just said, it's sticky, it's an emulsifier, but it's also a sugar. So you're consuming it, you're drinking it, it's going through your gut, and it's sticking to your intestinal tract because it's sticky. And this is why I can't even drink it because I have a finicky stomach. It's true, but when I drink protein shakes that have this in it, my stomach will swell. Maybe it's because all the years now of just not using the stuff. So if I drink this, it's a no-go, but I'll swell. But most people will say, my stomach hurts when I drink certain protein shakes, or my stomach gets bloated, da, 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 da. And they don't know that it's this ingredient sticky in their intestinal tract. And guess what it's doing? It's feeding bacteria, bad bacteria, because bacteria loves to eat some sugar. And it's just staying there. You get maltodextrin out of your diet and your stomach will start feeling better. These are just some ones that I know have all of the bad stuff in it, and they're always the no-goes for me. So Power Boost. So Power Boost is our additive to our Pure Nourish. Love this stuff. It's chocolate. Who doesn't like chocolate? It is from the cacao bean as well, which we talked about it, because guess where it is? In the day drops. It is great for insulin sensitivity as well. We have MCT oil in here, which is wonderful. We have L-glutamine in here. Again, where was that? That was in our night drops. Good for holding on to our muscles. Branch chain amino acids if you have not tried this in your shake, highly recommend if you like chocolate. You could also sprinkle a little bit of this on some strawberries or blueberries and turn it into like a little treat. It does get rid of that sweet tooth if you start having one. I know there's some great recipes with this ingredient for brownies and like fat bombs and things like that. This is one I use every day in my protein shake, so always good for your antioxidants and keeping that at muscle tone going. Again, non-GMO, low glycemic, no artificial flavors, no artificial preservatives. I didn't touch on the Beauty Boost, but that is our orange. We have reformulated it, so it has a little bit of extra electrolytes in it and some things that help with your skin and keeping it hydrated. And I did just start using it every night for about a month and a half ago, and I have noticed the hydration in my skin is much better. So I always say if you can't recognize an ingredient, your body won't either. Your health and your bank account are the same. The more you put in, the more you can take out, okay? And of course, that is my kid, and I just like to end with her. I'm going to come back to y'all. Hopefully, I can figure out how to unscreen share at this point. Give me 2 seconds. Maybe I did. Did I quit sharing? Someone tell me.
Nope, not yet.
I have the hardest time. There we go. Stop share. There it is. Okay. All right. Well, that is the end of our product training. I hope all of your questions were answered in the chat. And this, yes, thank you. Someone said my screen was off, my video. I hope all your questions, if you had any, got answered in the chat. I'm sure they did. I will have this recording up sometime today. And if you have any questions for me, when I get the recordings up, you can feel free to ask them on the thread, underneath the chat, and I'll try to answer them. But I hope everyone has a great Saturday, and we will see y'all next week. Feel free to unmute and say bye-bye.
Bye, Kristen. Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Bye,
Thank
Kristen.
you.
Bye.